Marriage relationship conflict resolution methods. That is the topic of today's video. And if you find that your marriage is in a precarious place, be sure and download the Marriage Repair Handbook at hopeformymarriage.com. It's absolutely free. So let's talk about marriage relationship conflict resolution methods. At some point, inevitably, you are going to get to a place of conflict within your marriage. Could be over any number of topics, but at some point you'll find yourself there. So there's a couple of things that you want to do to get through your conflict well, to get through your conflict in a better place than where you entered in, and to come out stronger as a couple. The first thing is clarity. You need to focus on being clear about what is the real issue in that conflict. I find that one of the things that's helpful for most couples is for them to write down what it is they are feeling, what it is they feel like the point of conflict is, and to get very clear on what is the subject at hand before ever entering into the discussion to resolve it. Because if you're not clear on what the real conflict is, you're going to be grasping for straws. You may be making insinuations and accusations that are just unfounded. And so you want to make sure that you are clear on what it is you're seeing, you're perceiving, and you're feeling so that you can then communicate those things to your spouse in a correct and clear manner. But once you're clear on what is the issue at hand, what is the point of conflict, you want to set a time to have the discussion. We don't want to spring this on each other. We don't want to do a gotcha. We want to spend time to talk about the issue at hand. And so this is a place where, you and your spouse need to have that agreement that Thursday evening at 7 p.m., we're going to turn off the TV. We're going to go back to the bedroom or to the living room or wherever it is we're going to go, and we're going to discuss this particular topic. Now, once you enter into that discussion, there's some ground rules. One person speaks at a time, and the next person doesn't speak until the first person's done speaking. And there really is a way that you want to communicate through that conflict. So let me give you an example of this. You're going to want to address it this way. This particular issue is causing me to feel whatever that feeling is. So that's what I'm going to say. The way our finances are being handled right now is making me feel as though they may not be as important to you. So I'm not saying the way you're handling our finances, you just don't care. What I'm saying is what I'm perceiving in the way you do that is causing me to feel this way. Okay, so I always want to deal with how it's causing me to feel, because that's the part we've got to work through. From there, what my spouse is going to do is say, what I hear you saying is this, and they are going to repeat back to me what I just said. What I hear you saying is the way our finances are being handled makes you feel as though I don't care as much about our finances. Am I hearing you correctly? Now, again, we've got to be careful because in 22 years of counseling, I can't tell you how many times, probably 80% of the time in the beginning, the couple, the spouse that is listening can't even restate what was said to them because they're not truly listening. They're listening in preparation for their response, or they're listening through their own opinion and bias. So what has to happen is you have to make sure you're hearing clearly. And that's the reason for restating what you just heard. Now, once you've restated what you've heard, and your spouse says, yes, that is correct, then you can begin to speak to one at a time what is the resolution of that? What would be the next appropriate step for resolving that conflict issue? But the way we always get through conflict the most efficiently and with the least amount of damage is by being heard and by speaking clearly. So getting our thoughts clear, realizing this isn't the time to attack my spouse and tell them everything they're doing is wrong. What it is a time to do is say there are things that are happening or there are things that are being said or done that cause me to feel this way. And because I feel this way, it's bringing me to a place of conflict within our marriage. So just a few thoughts for you. Hope you find that helpful, and I'll talk to you again soon.